Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive.
Right.
We're diving into the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport today,
The Grand Sport. Love it.
and I think we both have a lot to learn about this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So this is gonna be fun.
Tons. It's a big one.
Now Corvettes, can be a little intimidating.
Sure.
All the different models and
The
generations,
trims, all that stuff.
but we're gonna break it down.
Absolutely.
Make it easy.
Lippy peasy.
So by the end of this, you'll be talking vet like a pro.
You got it.
All right. So where are we starting?
Well, to really get the Grand Sport, you got to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
And that means talking about Zora Arkus-Duntov.
Zora Arkus-Duntov.
Yeah.
Tell me about this guy.
This guy, he's the godfather of the Corvette.
Okay, the Godfather. I like it.
Yeah, this guy, he wasn't just an engineer.
Okay.
This guy was a racer.
Okay.
Like through and through.
Yeah.
He came to Chevrolet with this dream, right? So to turn the Corvette, which was kind of,
Like a stylish cruiser at that point.
yeah, more of like a boulevard cruiser, right?
Right.
Turn it into a hardcore track dominating machine.
Wow.
Yeah. He wanted a Corvette that could go toe to toe with the best European sports cars out there.
So like a true competitor.
Yeah.
Not just a pretty face.
Exactly.
All right. So Zora comes to Chevrolet with this dream and...
Well, not everyone at GM was on board with this whole racing thing.
What do you mean?
The executives, they were kind of hesitant.
Okay.
They saw the Corvette as more of a sporty image car, not a,
Hardcore track car.
Exactly.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so how did he get to build this Grand Sport?
Well, he kind of had to go rogue.
What?
Yeah, seriously. He started developing the Grand Sport in secret,
Oh, wow.
under the radar,
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was a passion project.
So what year are we talking here?
We're back in 1963.
63.
Yeah. And this original Grand Sport,
Okay.
it was known as the C2.
Okay. I've heard that term.
Yeah, the C2.
C2.
It was a thing of beauty.
Oh, okay.
Stripped down, lightweight, built for speed.
So, like, how lightweight are we talking?
Oh, man. They used an aluminum frame,
Okay.
and they shaved off almost 1,000 pounds compared to the standard Corvette.
1,000 pounds.
Yeah, this thing was a featherweight,
Wow.
but with a monster engine.
Okay, what kind of engine?
They crammed in a modified 377 cubic inch V8,
Wow.
pumping out, get this, 550 horsepower.
550.
Yeah, this thing was built to win.
So did it win?
Oh, yeah, it did. It scored a victory at Watkins Glen in '63,
Awesome.
proving that Zora's vision, it was spot on.
So what happened?
Well, sadly, the good times didn't last.
Oh,
GM, they caught wind of the secret project, and they pulled the plug.
Oh, man, that's got to be heartbreaking.
Imagine that, right? You pour your heart and soul into this incredible machine.
Yeah.
It's finally proving itself.
And then, bam, it's over.
So how many of these Grand Sports were actually built?
Only 5
5.
out of a planned 125.
That's it?
Yeah, just 5.
Wow, these must be worth a fortune now.
Oh, they are. They're like the holy grail for Corvette collectors.
Yeah.
Pieces of history,
That's incredible.
A testament to Zora's passion and his, rebellious spirit.
So even though the project was shut down,
Yeah.
the Grand Sport lived on in a way.
Oh, absolutely. It became this legend, this symbol of what the Corvette could be.
Okay, so the original Grand Sport, the C2, was a short-lived but impactful chapter in the Corvette story.
Yeah.
But the story doesn't end there, right?
Oh, no, not even close. The Grand Sport name, it makes a comeback.
Oh, really? When?
In 1996,
1996.
with the 4th generation Corvette, the C4.
All right, so the C4 Grand Sport,
Yeah.
what was different about this one?
Well, this one was less about raw track performance and more about celebrating the legacy of the original.
It marked the end of the C4 production run,
Okay.
and it was this awesome tribute to that legendary C2.
Cool. So what did it look like?
Oh, man, it was stunning.
Yeah.
Admiral blue paint job,
Okay.
those classic white racing stripes,
Oh, yeah.
and bold red hash marks on the front fenders.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, it was a real head turner.
They really went all out on the retro look.
Absolutely, they nailed it.
Okay, so what about the engine?
Under the hood, you had a souped-up LT4 V8,
Okay.
cranking out 330 horsepower.
330.
Yeah.
Not quite the 550 in the original.
Right, but still a good bump over the standard C4.
So this Grand Sport,
Yeah,
it was more about style and heritage.
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was a way for Corvette fans to own a piece of that history,
Yeah, I can see that.
and celebrate the end of an era.
Cool. So we've got the rebellious original
Yeah.
and the stylish tribute.
Uh-huh.
But what happens next?
Well, as we move into the 21st century,
Okay.
the Grand Sport story takes another interesting turn.
Oh, this is where it gets really good.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll have to save that for part 2.
We'll pick it up there.
All right, so stay tuned, everyone, for part 2 of our deep dive into the Corvette Grand Sport.
We'll be right back. All right, so we left off talking about the C4 Grand Sport.
Yeah, that stylish tribute to the original.
Right, but things start to get really interesting with the later generations.
Okay, which ones?
The C6 and C7 Grand Sports.
Okay, so the 3rd and 4th generations.
Yeah, this is where Zora's vision for a balanced, track-capable Corvette really comes into focus.
So before we get into those,
Sure.
I think it's important to, step back for a sec.
Okay.
What makes a Grand Sport a Grand Sport
Yeah, good point.
across all the generations?
What are those core elements?
Yeah, what are those key ingredients that set it apart?
Well, I think you can boil it down to 3 main things.
All right, let's hear it.
Performance,
Okay, love it.
styling,
Nah.
and that unique position it holds within the Corvette family.
All right, so performance first.
Yeah, let's talk about what makes the Grand Sport stand out from, say, a base Stingray.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
It's all about handling
Okay.
and track-inspired performance.
So more aggressive than the Stingray.
Much more.
Okay.
It's like they took cues from the Z06.
The Z06.
Yeah, that's the ultimate track-focused Corvette.
Oh, okay.
But the Grand Sport doesn't go to that same extreme.
So it's a bit more...
Tamed,
Okay, tamed, yeah.
but still incredibly capable.
So what kind of performance upgrades are we talking about?
Well, for starters, you've got upgraded suspension,
Okay.
brakes that could stop a train,
Wow.
and often wider tires.
Wider tires. Okay, why is that important?
It's all about grip.
Okay.
More contact with the road.
So you can take corners faster.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they often use special tire compounds, too,
What do you mean?
like stickier rubber.
Oh, okay, so it really sticks to the pavement.
Yeah, like glue.
Wow, so the Grand Sport is all about that feeling of being connected to the road,
Absolutely.
even when you're pushing it.
It's not just about horsepower.
Right.
It's about that feeling of control.
And confidence.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, that's what sets it apart from the Stingray.
Which is more of a,
A cruiser.
yeah, comfortable daily driver.
That Grand Sport is designed to handle like a dream on the track.
But you can still drive it to work.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that's performance.
Sure.
What about styling?
Oh, the look.
How do you spot a Grand Sport on the street?
There are some telltale signs.
Okay.
Those bold hash marks on the front fenders.
Yeah.
Often paired with the racing stripes.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
And usually wider fenders, too.
For those wider tires we talked about.
Exactly.
Okay, and what else?
Oh, and unique wheels.
Okay, so it's like they took the best styling elements from the Z06
Right.
and blended them with the sleek lines of the Stingray.
You got it.
It's got that aggressive look,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not overdone.
It's a head turner, that's for sure.
All right, so performance styling.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the third thing.
That unique position in the Corvette lineup.
Right, the Goldilocks zone.
It's not too hardcore like the Z06,
Right.
but it's not as tame as the Stingray.
It's that perfect balance.
It's the just right Corvette.
So the Grand Sport gives you the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Track-capable performance,
Yeah.
but still comfortable enough for everyday driving.
You can take it to the track on the weekend
Yeah,
and then drive it to work on Monday.
no problem.
That's the beauty of it.
It's a Corvette you can live with.
You got it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From Zora's vision
Uh-huh.
to the evolution of the Grand Sport's performance and design.
Right.
But I want to shift gears for a second.
Oh, okay. Where are we going?
Let's talk about the future.
All right. I like it.
The future of the Grand Sport.
The future. The future. Yeah.
There have been, rumors about a C8 Grand Sport.
Ooh, the C8.
Yeah, and the C8 is a pretty big departure from
Big.
previous generations.
Yeah, the C8's a mid-engine Corvette, right?
Yeah, mid-engine.
Oh, that means...
So the engine's behind the driver.
Right, instead of up front.
And that changes. Completely changes.
The whole,
dynamic.
yeah, how the car handles.
Yeah, the balance, everything.
So what do you think a C8 Grand Sport would look like?
Well, if we look at the current C8 lineup,
Yeah,
you've got the Stingray, that's the base model.
right.
And then you've got the Z06, that's the track monster.
Right, so the Grand Sport would probably be somewhere
In between.
in between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Offering that blend of performance and everyday usability.
So let's talk specifics.
Okay, yeah.
Engine.
Yeah. Engine. Well,
What do we think it's going to have?
I mean, Chevrolet loves their V8s.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a naturally aspirated V8 in there.
Okay, so no turbos.
Maybe not.
Just pure V8 power. Yeah, maybe a tuned-up version of the engine they've got in the Stingray.
Oh, okay.
Something in the neighborhood of, I don't know, maybe 600 horsepower?
600 horsepower. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of ponies.
But it's not all about horsepower, right?
No, you're right.
We're talking about the Grand Sport here.
Yeah, the handling.
The handling has got to be...
It's got to be dialed in.
Right.
I mean, the C8 already handles amazingly, right?
Yeah, because of that mid-engine layout.
Right, but the Grand Sport, they would take it even further.
Okay, so how would they do that?
Upgraded suspension.
Okay.
Bigger brakes.
Okay.
Wider tires. Stickier tires.
Okay, so it's like taking the C8.
And injecting it with that racing DNA.
I like it.
You know, make it even more track-focused.
And what about styling?
Oh, the styling.
What do you think?
I bet they'd stick with those classic Grand Sport cues.
Like the hash marks?
Yeah.
The racing stripes?
Wider fenders.
Yeah, that aggressive stance.
It's got to have that look.
But maybe, like a modern twist on it.
Yeah, a modern interpretation.
Yeah.
You know, honoring the heritage, but still pushing the design forward.
I love that.
Maybe some subtle tweaks to the aerodynamics.
Okay.
You know, just to give it that contemporary edge.
So we're talking about a Corvette Grand Sport
Yeah.
that's both a tribute to the past
Right.
and a glimpse into the future.
It's the best of both worlds.
I like it.
It's like the ultimate expression of Zora's vision.
Yeah, a Corvette that can truly do it all.
A car that can be comfortable,
Yeah.
but also dominate on the track.
Yeah.
It's a work of art and a masterpiece of engineering all rolled into one.
All right, well, I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but I am excited
Me too.
for the future of the Grand Sport.
Yeah, who knows what they'll come up with.
And it sounds like it's going to be awesome.
If the past is any indication,
Yeah, for sure.
the future's bright for the Grand Sport.
All right. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
We talked about the history of the Grand Sport.
Yeah.
From those rebellious beginnings with Zora
Uh-huh.
to the evolution of its performance and design.
They talked about the future.
We even designed our own dream Grand Sports.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But I think what really stands out to me
Yeah.
is that the Grand Sport even exists.
What do you mean?
I mean, think about it.
Okay.
Zora Arkus Duntov.
Yeah.
This guy had a vision.
Good.
He believed in the Corvette,
Yeah.
and he wasn't afraid to fight for it.
Even if it meant going against the grain.
Yeah.
You know, even if it meant going rogue.
Yeah.
He was that passionate.
And that passion,
Yeah.
it's what led to the creation of this incredible car.
The Grand Sport.
The Grand Sport, yeah.
A car that has inspired generations of enthusiasts.
And it continues to push the boundaries of what a Corvette can be.
Absolutely.
So, for anyone listening who's new to the world of Corvettes,
Yeah.
I hope this deep dive has given you a taste of what makes the Grand Sport so special.
It's a special car.
It's a car with a story.
It's got a soul.
Yeah, it's more than just a car.
It's an icon.
It's an embodiment of a philosophy.
With dedication to performance.
And that rebellious spirit that Zora instilled in the Corvette's DNA.
You know, if you ever get the chance
Yeah.
to experience a Grand Sport firsthand,
Do it.
take it for a spin.
Feel that connection to the road,
Yeah,
that surge of power.
you won't regret it.
Because the Corvette Grand Sport,
It's a car that deserves to be driven.
to be enjoyed.
And to be celebrated.
Absolutely, well said.
All right.
So, until next time, everyone,
Keep the passion for cars burning bright.
keep learning, keep exploring.
And keep driving.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.